All right, boys. So in this video, I'll be answering a question that I've seen asked quite a bit, and there's surprisingly a lot of confusion and misinformation on this subject, and that subject being the gap between the cylinder head and the head gasket. So I have just the stock head on there, and as you can see, I mean, it's not bolted down properly, but there is a gap there. And this is just a stock head. So a lot of people look at that gap and think, oh, that's bad, we don't need that. However, it's not a matter of gap or no gap, it's a matter of the cylinder head design. All right, now here's a CNC'd head, and this is different from a lot of other CNC'd heads. However, you see that there's no gap there between the cylinder head and the cylinder head gasket. And so we look at these two. Sorry, my workbench is a bit messy. So we look at these two. This one had a gap between it, and this one doesn't. So we look at this. This is a new head gasket, and you see how there's about 2 millimeters of that little outer ring on the head that kind of goes overlaps the head gasket. And what this does is it pretty much creates a gap eventually, and over time it'll squish down the head gasket, making kind of a seal. It's kind of like an O-ring seal, I guess. And yeah, so that's pretty much what it does. So it won't have a gap for very long. After a few rides, you should really torque down the head bolts again, because it is supposed to squish down the head gasket. So, and then eventually there will not be a gap there. However, you look on this head, and most heads are not designed like this, but this one's special. You see that the little, forgot what you call this, the combustion chamber of the head itself fits snugly in between the gasket opening. And this one means that there is no overlap of the head of the gasket, and there is no gap between the gasket and the head. So pretty much, as I said before, if you see a gap on your cylinder head, it really doesn't mean anything. That just means that you'll need to torque down your head a bit more, or just after a few rides, make sure to torque down your head again. Now, as to whether which one of these performs better in terms of sealing properly and all that stuff, I'm not really sure. And 98% of all the heads you'll see have this design where it kind of overlaps the cylinder. Sorry, not the cylinder. The head kind of overlaps the gasket and kind of squishes just a portion, like a 2 millimeters around the chamber. And then the other 2% of heads or whatever, I believe this is actually one of the only head types that use this method. But I haven't had any issues with this. I used it on the my TS400 saw engine, and I plan on using it again with other engines, but I really haven't had any issues with both. I plan on using this one with the Minarelli engine, so if there's any issues sealing or anything, I'll definitely know with this little engine. But alright guys, so thanks for watching, and I hope I answered a few questions. If there's something you want clarified, just let me know, comment below, email me at noahalger@gmail.com, or Noah Alger at Facebook, or sub to A.M.B Garage on Reddit. Alright guys, thanks for watching again, and have a good one.